So you have been given that email that you were waiting for. Scholarship. Some people got rejection emails, some people were disqualified, some people call it love letters. Yes, some people got the love letters, but you didn't get love letter. You were shortlisted. That means your essays, your motivation letters, your recommendation, CV, your transcript, everything passed through the very hot selection process, and they have listed you amongst excellent students from different parts of the world. Hey, congratulations. I'm really happy for you. Hey, I got to get a scholarship. Hi there and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dorothy. If you do not know me, I'm an Erasmus master student. I'm studying archaeological material science. And guys, I was in Portugal, I'm in Greece, I was in Italy. Like, it's just so fun because we're traveling around the world, we're having fun, and like we're learning, and it's stressful and all. But yes, the whole thing is that you get to travel, you get to study, you are given stipend. Oh, everything is so nice. Life is good. Life is really good. In today's video, we're gonna be having a conversation, right, on like scholarship interview tips. Yes, scholarship interview tips. The thing is, there are lots of videos on YouTube talking about questions that they're going to ask you, how to answer the questions, how to dress, but for me, as I said, we're going to have a conversation. So I have written down some things that I personally want you to look at, even as you are preparing for your interview. So yes, let me just go straight into the video. So my first point is, or my first tip, watch mock interview videos. Watch mock interview videos. So those are like one of the first things I did because I wanted to get used to, or at least get introduced to, how the questions are like formulated or formed, and how the participants actually answer. I was watching Chevening mock interview videos and then some other interview videos, and so that's like prepared my mind for what was going to go on. And yes, if your mind is prepared, you can easily conquer the interview. Now, my second point is that you should read everything about the program. So why I'm saying this, of course, you read the program, you turned in your application, you've been shortlisted. That means you know a lot about the program. But why I'm saying that is because most of the time you don't apply to just one of the scholarships or of the programs. And so when you're shortlisted for a specific type, you should go back, do a review of the information about that program, because you would have a lot of programs in your mind. If you don't go and do that review, like, oh, I know, you may mix it up. And like at this point, this is a crucial moment. You finish the first part, the first leg. Now you have to just cross the second river and then get to your destination. So as I said, read again all about the program. So my next point is that you should write down points related to your answers. What I did was to write down the answers. Like, I get questions, I write the answers down, and then I practice them. Of course, I don't get it perfectly as I've written it, but when you write it down, like, you actually activate your memory. Yes, that's what I want to see. You activate your memory, and so with that, when that question is posed, you can remember and tell them the answer. I'm not saying choose, because if you forget one word, it will really like worry you. So just practice it, get familiar with it. It's your words, and so it should be easy for you to actually reproduce them when you are asked. Next point, please relax and be honest. Tell them your truth. You don't have to come and lie in this. This is a crucial moment because you've already sent your documents, you sent your CV, everything is there. And so truly, as I always preach, please do not lie in your application. So we're assuming you've not lied in your application, and then you are being interviewed. Maybe there's a volunteer experience you actually put on your CV. Just tell them the truth. Okay, so what did you do? Just, okay, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. And then you just answer. So as I said, relax. Just relax. Relax and talk. Tell them your mind, but please, like in a professional, formal way. My next point is that you should practice in front of a mirror. So why I'm saying this is because you want to see how your face or your facial expressions as you are answering as you're answering a particular question. So you want to know if maybe you have a sad face, or you look like you are unsure of what you're saying. Then you can
correct those things when you're okay. So
my next point is that you should prepare your device, your location, and your attire. Your device. You can decide if you're doing an online interview, you can decide you want to use your phone or you want to use a laptop or a computer, anything, but please make that decision at the early stages of your preparation, because when you know that, you can actually start all your preparation. So if you decide to use your phone and it's a Zoom or a Skype interview, okay, you have to get the app on your phone. You have to make sure it's updated, all of those things. So if you are already, that okay, I'm going to be using this device, maybe my laptop has a problem, let me borrow a friend's laptop, you get it. Those are some of the things you should do at the beginning of your preparation. Otherwise, when tensions are high and then it's getting to the interview time and then you're all jittery and stressed, at that point you may make a mistake. And so yes, make a decision. What are you going to be using? Your phone, your laptop? If you're going to use your phone, if you need to get a tripod stand, a mini tripod stand, if you have to find heaps of books and chocolates, you have to make all of that decision. For me, I used a laptop. I got a friend's laptop and then I used it. I put it on top of books so that it would be eye level with me, so that I can look straight into the camera or the webcam at the top, and then I can actually talk to them. Now, the location. So yes, you need to get a quiet place. So I don't know if I've said this already, but I did 2 interviews. The first one, I was not in Accra. I was in a certain village somewhere. Network poor, everything so I could not do the interview on that day. So I was given another chance. The next day, I had to go and find an internet cafe in 2 towns away from where I actually was at the time. It was an archaeological field trip, and so I had to go and find a computer cafe in 2 towns away. And even with that, I was expecting to get a cafe that, of course, is enclosed and is a quiet, cool place. But this cafe was beside the road, very busy road. Another thing, it's not those internet cafes that have ACs and they are enclosed. You feel okay, at least it would serve as a soundproof area for you to have that interview. It was so noisy, that first interview was bad, all because I was not prepared. And that's why I'm hammering on these things. You should be prepared before you actually do the interview. If everything else is fine, now it's just you, your personality, your honesty, your ability to answer the questions that are posed. And of course, if the questions are related to your field and you are interested in doing a master's in it, then it should be really easy for you to answer. But if maybe you are capable, you have everything, but then everything else is working against you, my dear friend, my dear family member, my dear sister, my dear brother, it is going to destroy your chances of getting that scholarship. And so yes, please find a good location. Decide where you want to do it. If you have to ask permission from your boss, or maybe you want to do it at home, you want to tell everybody in the house, please, on so and so date, I'll be having an interview. Start doing those notices. If you want to use your office, you can ask permission from your boss. That's what I did. I used one of the offices at my department, and then I asked permission, and then of course I was granted the chance to use that place. And even with that, somebody walked in. There I was bored, but that's another issue for another day. Anyway, so yes, make a decision. Your device, your location, now your attire. Of course, you have to wear something formal. I chose to wear an African print, like one of my very decent looking clothes, and then I pulled my hair back so you could actually get like how I've done my hair, so that you can see my face, my cheekbones, my chin, my ears. You want to look professional. They've seen your picture, they've seen your CV, they've seen it. They want to see you. They want to see the person behind these nice credentials, the person who wrote this motivation letter. Let us see the person. You don't want to go and be dressed by heart, please. No, you need to dress professionally. You need to dress formal. So yes, these are the things. Prepare your device, your location, and then your attire. Part of the early things you should do. Now, another point, take note of the time zones. So please, there's a difference between CEST and CET and GMT. When you get your email, the email comes or the letter comes that okay, you've been shortlisted for an interview. They give you the time. They fit in CET, and you are like, oh, it's 9 o'clock. 9 CET. It's not the same as 9 GMT. Or so you are guessing me, right? Yes. So you have to take note of the time zone and make sure the time that they've said, you are seated behind your device, ready for the call. If it's Skype, Zoom, for the meeting. Take note of the time zone. I know what I'm saying. I almost missed my interview because of this time zone thing. That is why I'm, like, as I said, it's a conversation. So I'm telling you, like, giving you the points that, like, I believe are very important for you. The next thing is review your CV and your motivation letter. So yes, it's your CV, it's your motivation letter. But I'm saying this because you may have written motivation letters, prepared specialized CVs, and read about programs for 2 or 3 of them. And so to make sure that your mind and every part of you is ready for the interview, for the specific program that you've been invited to have the interview for, you have to review the documents that you sent, your CV. Questions will surely come. This is a poll, grab it now. Questions will surely come from your CV. I know, because questions came from my CV. See, your motivation letter, the ending part where you were promising, they will ask you a question about it. If you have written different motivation letters for these programs, and then they ask, like, you, I really want you to be prepared for anything. And so review, as I said earlier, the program, and review your CV and your motivation letter. Now, my last point, the ones I've written here, if I remember something I'll say, but my last point is prepare questions to ask at the end of your interview. So in some cases, by 10 to 15 minutes, they finish what they want to get from you. If they've decided to not give you the scholarship, if they decided to give it to you, they've made that decision already. But then you still have like a last thing to wow them. Yes. And that is asking questions at the end, because some of the programs, they put like the CV and things about the people who be interviewing you. They'll send you their credentials, they'll send you their names, so you can research about them. Okay, the person is interested in conservation, the person is interested in geology, this. Then you find questions that you can ask. Maybe you can even ask personal questions like, okay, so what inspired you to do research in this field? You can ask personal questions. Not personal, like, please, how many children do you have? No. but questions related to the person's profession. The person can be, okay, so I was inspired by this, and this, and this. So yes, that is why I'm this. Then you have that question. You can ask a question related to, if it's a lab that you'll be expected to work in, can they describe like a normal or perfect day at the lab? Something like that. You want to get a feel of what your experience is going to be. So as they give you the description, you're like, okay, this is how it's going to be. You're preparing your mind. You're also telling them that I know that I've got a scholarship. I just want to understand what I'm going to be. Like, what should I expect for the program? And so yes, I think that is all. That is all I have. And the video is like really long. I have to like cut places. But yes, so all that I've said, of course, there's a lot more you should know or you should prepare for. But I believe these are like the main things that people mostly overlook. And then finally, you can do this. It's not really compulsory, but you can do this. So quick story time. So in level 100 in university, I decided I wanted to learn Italian because I had a friend who, you understand, yes. So that I'll learn Italian. I just learned the basics. Yes, I was learning it, but I got discouraged at a point because learning languages plus my studies plus reading universe plus other things I was doing was just so yes. And it's not as if I prepared. No, I didn't prepare for that. Because I was thinking that I'm going to meet one Italian, one Portuguese. So I asked these questions that I was saying, prepare questions. I asked the question, and in the answer, one of the interviewers said, oh, he's Italian. I was like, Italian? And then the other person too is Italian. So when I finished my interview and I finished everything, I was like, oh, grazie, ciao. And then I don't know if maybe because I was feeling like that, but I got this feedback like, oh wow, you can say goodbye, you can say, oh no, you're very, very good. When I did that, I actually liked that thing that I did, and it's because I had learned. It's not as if I prepared for it, but you can also prepare for it. So I'm not saying go and bite your tongue, right? To go and see something plenty that you can. No. Something simple. Do you get it? For me, when I did that, I got this feedback like, oh wow. Like they responded with joy, like, oh grazie, ciao. You see, it was nice. So yes, that's all for today's video. I hope I didn't bore you with a lot of stories and things. I just hope you were able to pick the point I was saying. And then I really wish you the best in your interview, and I really hope that you actually get a scholarship and then move to Europe and come in. So far like that. Move to Europe and come and like have fun and study at the same time, be stressed and all. But yes, it's an experience, and I think it's worth it. It really is worth it. And so if you really want to do a master's, you want to study abroad, I'm praying for you. I hope for the best for you. Anyway, so thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.